EV6 is a cool, smart-looking car. It looks even better in the GT line. But then there is this. Subtle exterior changes, but not so subtle when it comes to power, because this is the actual GT version. A Kia with nearly 600 horsepower. Can you believe it? It is fast, it is mad, it is electric. But my question is, who would this car appeal to?
1, 2, 3.
I'm buckled up because it is about to get real. Let's launch it. I'm going to flick it to GT mode where I have access to full power, 585 horse. How exciting. Foot on the brake, foot on the throttle. Off she goes. Come on, Kia. It's noiseless. Now, that was quick. So the declared 0 to 100 is 3.5 seconds and I am 3.66. Not too bad, considering it started to drizzle and the surface is getting wet. No fake sounds. Some manufacturers are putting fake sounds into their electric cars. For goodness sake, you don't buy an EV to hear a combustion engine, do you? Well, it's not what you call a mild acceleration. It is quite addictive, draining your battery as well. Rather exciting. I'm gonna get done doing it. I'm gonna get done. In terms of boot space, we've got 480 liters in the back, a little bit less than the standard EV6. That's because we've got a larger, more powerful motor. Now, with EVs, because we do not have an engine, we have what's so called the front trunk. And this car also has got one. And I'm going to demonstrate it. And it's this. You can't even fit cables in here, but you can fit beautiful lipstick. So we'll do that. Honestly, Kia, is this a joke? Tell me. And that's enough about the boot space. Okay, so I have adjusted the front seat for my height, and no, I am not a midget. Look at the amount of knee and leg room. You can stretch your legs. The seats are sitting a little bit low, but it's actually all right. Middle seat, not a problem at all, because the floor here is completely flat, and Kia has done really well.
Eyes on the prize like an animal. I want you to.
The cabin is looking very cool and sporty, and so are these bucket seats, and these are actually very comfortable. And you've got Alcantara running all the way down, which means your skin doesn't get sticky and it doesn't get sweaty. Good driving position. Strangely enough, manually operated seats. If you want to have electronically operated seats, you've got to pay extra. Really, Kia? Come on, don't be tight. But on the flip side, you can quickly recline this to a nearly flat position. Very good. In terms of storage and practicality, you've got this deep pocket, large shelf down here. Nice steering wheel with neon stitching, paddle shifters to adjust your region. I just leave it in auto setting and it does a brilliant job. Shortcut buttons to change your driving modes, and this iconic GT button. So if you're feeling a little bit down or under the weather, you press that and whew, off you go. And all your worries literally go right out the window. I'll show you a cool feature. So when you activate an indicator, a small blind spot camera pops up. That comes in ever so handy. Down here, you've got this petite circular gear lever, unlike that. Shortcut buttons for your seat heating and steering wheel heating, very good. 2 USB-C ports, 1 USB port, 12-volt socket. So this car caters to all age groups, unlike that. Up here, you've got a control panel, which controls your infotainment system. Traditional knob for volume control, map, radio, media. It's so cleverly designed because you just press this button and it becomes climate control panel with traditional knob to control your temperature. Very good. Shortcut button to recirculate your air. Oftentimes car manufacturers hide this button somewhere. You have to go through a system. Really, I mean, you're driving literally through that dirty area when I press that, but oh no, make life harder. Kia made our lives a little bit easier. Now, in terms of infotainment system, it is pretty basic. It is rather primitive. You see, Kia, times have moved on. It would be really good if you have moved on together with us. I'll show you the graphics. It's all a little bit slow, a little bit laggy, not very pretty. It's such a shame. And I thought, okay, I'm going to resolve it by connecting Apple CarPlay. But you can't do it wirelessly. Oh no. I do have this expensive USB-C cable from Belkin. Well, that's not good enough. Because if you do connect it, you actually need an approved USB cable. Really, Kia? Okay, make life harder. But you've got this nice wireless mobile tray. Mobile charging, sorry. I like that. Okay, so Kia declares an electric range of 400 kilometers. That's about 250 miles. And yes, whilst you can achieve that in the city, most of us will be driving on different variety of roads. A little bit of motorway, local road, city. So let's do a quick calculation. I've got a 77 kilowatt hour battery. Let's divide by my consumption, which is 23.3, okay, times 100. That is 330 kilometers. So about 200 miles. Yes, it's not very good, is it? You see, GT stands for Gran Turismo or Gran Tour. Kia, you're going to have to work on that range because it ain't very grand and we're not getting that far. But the good news is charging. One of the fastest charging EVs on the market. They've got a charging cap of 240 kilowatts, which means from 10% to 80% using a rapid charger, only 18 minutes. But overall, the quality of the materials here, the fit and finish is actually pretty good. And for the first time, or a few times, I don't mind the black color because you've got this neon, which makes it a little bit more alive.
Went down crashing in my own bed. There ain't no words when you're sleeping with shame. All out and yet still wide awake.
The ride is quite comfy, but it is not soft and peachy, which does come as a bit of a surprise for a Korean car. But then again, it does not, because the regular EV6 is quite firm to start with. And of course, this being a performance car, the suspension has got to be a little bit stiffer. Plus, we are riding on large 21-inch alloys, which come as standard. They do give you a little bit of noise at higher speeds, but they also do look good, especially with these neon calipers for performance brakes. But it is important to emphasize that the ride is never uncomfortable. The steering is a little bit light, a little bit numb, a little bit surprising for a performance car with nearly 600 horsepower. You would expect it to feel very sporty in all major aspects, and this entails sharp steering. But it is not as sporty as I would expect it to be. But what is very sporty is the throttle response. It is already aggressive in the sport mode, but when you flick it to GT mode, where you get access to full power, where it is just mental. Excuse my language. It gets a little bit exciting.
I could see this through. I could wait another night. One more night, one more night. I could fight it through till the darkness turns to light. One more night, one more night. Say it's
We do have all-wheel drive system. We also have electronically controlled limited slip rear differential. In a simple language, the car sends power to whichever back wheel that has the most grip, so that you get out of a corner faster, safer, and with a little bit more grace. On a twisty road, it stays reasonably flat. We've got a pretty good grip, but let's not forget, this is a heavy car, 2.2 tons. So whilst it feels nifty with all that horsepower, it does lean quite a bit. It is a fatty, and it is definitely not a car to bash around the corners. Still very fun and playful. In the eco mode, where you get access to about 300 horsepower, it feels a little bit subdued when you compare it to the GT mode, but it is still very punchy and you will be overtaken with confidence. But why would you want to buy a car like this? Well, if you don't mind the firmness, but you've got a pronounced appetite for speed and power, because literally when you flick it to GT mode and you floor it, it just takes your breath away. And the way it delivers power is very refined. Tesla doesn't give you that. I love Musk, but sorry Elon, not this time. Because you see, the EV6 in all versions is still one of the best electric cars available on the market. It drives well, it looks cool, it charges fast, but in this GT version, it is magnificently psychopathic. But you might question it. Is all this power really necessary? It worries me, you have to ask. Of course it is. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!